I've been getting a lot of like little tiny messages here and there from some of my subscribers asking why I now shave my head and my face. And there are a few reasons for this. Uh, I do not look a whole lot like my father, nor do I look a whole lot like my brother. My brother and my father look a lot alike, and I tend to favor the maternal side of my family. I look a lot like my grandfather, Don, and a lot like my mother. Um, and I don't know, for some reason, I got my DNA like tested within the last 10 years or so, and I'm 44% Scandinavian, about 32% English, and about 24% Western European or French. Okay, and um, whereas my brother and father have more even hair loss, I have the more traditional uh, male pattern baldness thing going on. My father has very thin hair now, but he has hair everywhere, right? I noticed my brother's getting a bit thin. I mean, I hate to throw him under the bus there, but like people that know my brother would, I mean, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It happens, but at least he seems to be thinning kind of similarly to my father. Um, but basically, I I kind of started losing my hair up front pretty bad when I was about 26. Well, not pretty bad, but that's when I kind of noticed it. Um, and come here, come here, come here. And I, I just kind of don't think that I just didn't think it looked good, really. Um, it's very frizzy up front, and I was like shaving my hairline back to where it was more, but then I just looked like I had a five head. Um, so I just, I've tried minoxidil and like all the baldness stuff, um, but I don't really care. I guess I've ceased kind of caring about whether I have my hair or not, and I'm just owning it, basically. It's also, I had long hair for a lot of my life. You guys can look back, in fact, I'd say most of my life, my hair's been down to like my ass. Um, I ran into a picture when I was in my car accident, my van accident out here in the driveway in 2017. My wife braided my ponytail and just to kind of keep it out of the way for me because I only had one arm to work with, and like it was down to my ass. Like I've had long hair a long time, and I can tell you full on that like when you have a really long head of hair, it can like interfere with your sleep and stuff. It's a lot to kind of keep up with. This is a bit to keep up with in some ways, but once you get good at shaving your head, it gets pretty easy. And in those cases, the the more often you keep up with it, the easier it is to maintain. Uh, as far as the beard goes, behave. As far as the beard goes, um, it makes me look a lot older. Um, I think I look older than 47 with my beard. My hair is getting gray a bit, um, and in fact, if I was able to keep all my hair, I would have traded going gray early to keep my hair. Um, But when it comes to my beard, it is pretty gray. Um, so it does make me look uh, look it does make me look quite a bit older. I eat out of that bowl, dude. Could you? Thank you. Um, and I just I'm also, like I said, 44% Scandinavian um, and British. So uh, I don't grow like a curly beard, really. My beard grows out very straight, and my mustache in particular grows out literally like spears. They're like spears, and it'll start to like irritate the top of my lip here, and then kind of like itch really badly. So um, it was just it was just really irritating. Uh, he's a cup licker. What can I say? Uh, I why not have the freshest water you can get? Hey, so it was one irritating. Two made me look considerably older, although that's not that big a deal. But you take the advantages where you can. Um, and and three, my ex-wife, my wife really liked the beard a lot more than I did. Um, she would like do anything to try and keep me from shaving it off. Um, Now, I will say um, that my I might start shaving my face a little bit less because my face really does not like being shaved like every day or even every other day. And often when I start a job, I get a little bit lazier about that. The last time I was working at City, I was doing it once a week, and that really was a little bit better. Um, I might go back to doing it once a week when I start working. And during the winter, I usually let my hair grow out. Um, like once it starts getting cold, I like having a little bit of something on my head. Um, if you go back in my videos and you look at my video that's I think shit people buy, it's titled something like that. You can kind of see what my hair looks like when I let it grow out like that. That was kind of around that time of year. Uh, but I basically just don't have a problem with being bald. My hair is not in the way. I feel a lot cleaner without hair. I know Howie Mandel said that recently. He's kind of a hypochondriac and a bit of a germaphobe, but I do kind of agree with him. Like your hair can get nasty, uh, especially like the way we sweat down in Texas. I also feel like if I am going to get into motorcycling, this will probably feel a lot better in my helmet than stuffing a head full of hair in there. Um, so uh, basically, um, and like I said, the beard, I just can't let it grow out too long. And in fact, sometimes if I am going to rock a longer beard, sometimes I rock a Shenandoah like Abe Lincoln. Like I basically just go with the beard and shave my mustache off. It actually doesn't look too bad. I also can grow a pretty good pair of mutton chops that I think looks pretty good. In fact, if I grow those out and I spike my hair up when I have it with some gel or something, people are always saying I kind of look like Wolverine. I'm just quoting what people say. I that's the random thing I get like Wolverine. Um, But the other thing is, I generally shave in the shower, head and face, uh, and I don't always have a mirror in there. And if you're gonna rock a bald head and a beard of any kind, you really need like to do all that in front of a mirror because there's a lot to line up. Um, and for any of you that have like issues with like your face and head like that, I recommend these shave gels. I think I prefer the AFTA one. This is the first time I've tried the Gillette one. It seems to work okay, and you need just a little bit of this stuff. I mean, like let me show you here, like that much, like that much right there. The last AFTA one I had literally lasted like 5 years. Just using a little bit of it like that. Of course, I also wasn't shaving my head then, so you use like twice as much when you're shaving your head. But essentially, but that's really all there is to it. Um, uh, Sometimes, if I am not in a situation where I'm going to be able to uh, really keep up with it, I'll just clip it. I'll rock a buzz cut. I think that looks pretty good. Um, Actually, my dad has really long hair. Sometimes I think he would look really good with a buzz cut. He'd probably not hear of it at all, but I think he'd look great. And if you're rocking a buzz cut, you don't even have to brush it. In fact, you can really let your hair grow out almost like 3 months before you really have to like keep up with it a whole lot. Um, Often I would just like literally just get out of bed and not do anything with it, and just kind of rock bedhead all day, and it's kind of a look now. Um, but um, it's interesting because I remember seeing, this would have been like when I was a kid. It was like an episode of 60 Minutes or something like that, where um, where these guys, tell me if you've seen this, but these two kind of 20 something girls went out with these like late 30s, early 40s ish kind of guys, right? And it turns out that both these guys wore hair pieces. One guy had the more traditional male pattern thing going on, and he wore kind of a clip on hairpiece, sort of like William Shatner did as Kirk, because that guy's actually worn a hairpiece like a long time. And the other guy was like me. He had male pattern baldness too, but he shaved his head, and they literally glued his hairpiece on. It just like literally glued onto his head. So they go on their date and what have you, and um, then after the date, they got them all together and they took their hairpieces off. And one of the girls was like, "Oh my God, you guys are hideous, right?" But um, the other girl looked at the guy with the shaved head, and she was like, Why don't you just rock that? You look pretty good." Because really, and this is fair, the girls felt kind of, you know, what's the word? Like catfished a little bit. That wasn't a term back when this was going down, but they felt a little like, why would you think that we would go out on a date and then go out for a while and maybe like think about getting married, and like this would be okay. Um, but but I think that that the guy, that the really bald guy, maybe kind of rethought wearing it after that, because this girl seemed to imply like, dude, if you would have just been honest, I mean, you look fine. If you would have just been honest and straight up with me right out of the gate, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem like going on a date with you as you are now. And it seems to me like that's really what would be ideal. And she made kind of a good point. Um, anyway, go ahead and let me know what you guys think about it. And thank you very much for sticking around. Please consider liking and subscribing. And I'd like to hear from some of you other blog guys out there. What do you think about it? Why did you start doing this? Anyway, again, thank you for staying to the end. If you did, please like and subscribe. Going on run and signing out.